You're gonna want to see this.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I hate to slow this process down, but
A comment?
what?
I don't see anything. What
No,
is
I
it?
sent it to you. I sent you a link.
Uh-oh.
No, it was
Uh-oh!
one of the recommended videos. That's your coward channel.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's awesome. I'm not gonna
Yes.
watch that.
No,
I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
watch
you
that.
you get it. You understand. You see what's going on.
It's yeah, yeah. I get
I
it.
just like that thumbnail a
I was
lot.
I like the thumbnail a lot too. I'm a
Also, I
big
want
fan
you
of
to
the
know
thumbnail
that
and the title and the title.
in context, that is exactly what happens. To be fair.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I think we're both recording. Yeah, we're
My
good.
favorite thing about
Uh
this time of the year is that I don't go on Twitter, but this is something that I always check because I remember when it happened to me. The A push AP US history exam is
yes.
on
My
there,
favorite.
and it trends once per year. People talking about how terribly they just absolutely shat themselves in the A push
Just
exam.
bombed. Just bombed. Dude, I would give fucking anything to sit through another practice DBQ right now.
I You want to start the episode?
No.
What's up with that? Two cowards who don't even smoke crack. What's up with that? Two cowards who don't even smoke crack.
I really don't. I was telling you before, I texted you earlier today. I've never been less enthused about 3 Viper albums than today. This is probably the lowest point that I've gotten to with this podcast. I have absolutely no desire for Viper.
That's how I feel.
God, what the fuck? That's the thumbnail. Just put 2 cowards who don't even smoke crack in the top, and then this episode's title. That's this episode's thumbnail.
Someone said, teacher, don't worry, the A push exam questions won't be that confusing. The questions.
Is that picture? That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what
you
that
guys
is.
will see what we're talking about.
Yeah,
You guys will see
you'll
what
actually
we're talking
probably see
about.
it for like a week ago, but you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
So anyway,
Hi guys, I'm
and
Garrett,
I'm Will.
and
This used to be a
together we're
podcast
two
that's dedicated to Viper.
reviewing the musical works of Lee Carter, aka Lee Dog, aka Cobra, aka Rip, aka Diamondback, or as you may know him, Viper. Between the two of us, we have 0 years of experience in reviewing music or really professional criticism of any kind. In some ways, this makes us perfect to review Viper because we know what fuck! I was so close to not fucking it up. I really wanted to, at the end, I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not going to fuck it up. I'm going to rub it in Ghost Nappa's face. Whoever that is, he makes that comment about how I fuck up every time. I'm not going to fuck up this time. Then I fucked up. God damn it.
He's gonna hate you. He's gonna love this though. In 2 weeks, I can't wait to see what Ghost Nappa 01 has to say about this.
Wait, no, this is next week's
Oh yeah, I forgot we're not like 4 weeks ahead anymore. Anyway, so what we're doing this
yeah,
week?
we haven't been 4 weeks ahead for like episode 7.
We're gonna review the 3 Viper albums, and then we're gonna just talk about an episode of Ancient Aliens, and we have a secret.
Then we're just gonna
in the middle.
vibe.
We're just gonna have a good time.
We're just
So
gonna
Before
vibe.
we start, I wanna give a couple of shout outs. This is 2 weeks in a row now. We've had really weird people retweet us on Twitter, which again, I am consistently impressed with how little impact we have on Twitter. Not that I expected to, but just so many people see these things and no one does
And
anything
then-
with them. But I want to give a shout out to this guy called Sandman Savage, who is like a random entertainer, like rock musician with 22,500 followers that just randomly
That's
retweeted
awesome.
us. So I like
That's
to think
awesome.
that maybe he's Ghost Nepo 1. It could be. Also,
There-
funny quote bot on Twitter retweeted us for some reason.
That's awesome.
They found out that we're the least funny joke in Albania, so.
I don't Ghost Nappa. I know that like we have an episode where we mention you. That I don't say this, but if hopefully you get this message. Please, I never want to find out who you are. I never want to know who you are personally. I'm just gonna continue assuming that you're Will, just playing a who's he what's it on me. But don't ever keep the mystery alive, Ghost Nappa. I don't know if you were planning on telling us at some point, but don't.
He's in pretty deep at this point.
Yeah, he's been commenting on almost every episode, so that's pretty cool.
Anyway,
This week sucks. This week fucking sucks.
Let's just get through it. I'll carry us to the fun part of the episode, but we got to do the Viper. We got to eat our vegetables before we get to dessert. So first, we have an unmatched resolve.
This is
I will let you know now. There is nothing new this week, of course, and most of it is unedited versions of old things. I'd say this.
Oh, but not this album.
No, this has a little bit of change. I would say there is at least a nice selection of stuff on here. This is the most. This is like a well put together salad. Like you've had tomatoes before, you've had lettuce, you've had like some cucumber, but it's well mixed together. It is what it is. It's not well mixed. But it's mixed together.
This is like eating a salad without dressing.
Yeah. So we have first the eternal villain. Of course, that is I'm Rich Already for Life from Yo Cowards, which I thought was a really interesting way to start, but okay.
The next song,
so washed out. It is so just like lifeless. It's like it's a husk of its former self.
Well, this one is this album is at least the version that I listened to is a slow down album as well. This is a fucking It's there's a particular song, I can't remember the name of it because in frustration I threw away my notes.
Oh, of course you did.
Well, I only had like 2 notes on it anyways, but there was one that we'll get to later. You'll have to remind me which one it is. There is a song that is 8.5 minutes long.
I don't even think I took the note on it. The next one is really long and very slowed down. The next song is called Super On! Exclamation point. I didn't bother. Like it's the one that has that sample. The like I want to get to
know you. And it is actually kind of interesting slowed down, but also kind of garbage.
Here's my note. Bro, I know we've heard this, and I just don't know where, and I don't care to look, and I know that Garrett doesn't care either, so let's just skip this one when we get to the episode. So we didn't quite do that.
That's fucking awesome.
Just pick it back up at Bringin' Back Gangsta. Sound good?
I guess.
This is You Want to See Me Dead Because of My Hops from Hiram Clark Hustler. So, okay.
A classic.
This is, I think, 3 different albums on the first 3 songs, which is kind of neat. This is the next one, Why Don't You Want Me to Die? Which is kind of a sad question. Why don't you want me to die? That's Eyeball or Die from Hiram Clark Hustler. And I noticed, now that it slowed down, this song, for whatever reason, has the exact same beat as My Hops from the song right before it.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Fucking sick.
How about...
God, this sucks.
How about an ellipses, Stuntin' With My Click? That's, of course, the classic Stuck on Grind to Shine from Hiram Clark Hustler. How about Getting Faded, my favorite, because it's In the Hood from Hustlin' Thick. With our girl on it, my other note is just, oh god. How about So Attractive, otherwise known as Married to My Loot from Hustlin' Thick. I love this.
There are some good names. There are some good names on this album. I will give him that.
Unfortunately, I think this is the best album of the day.
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. This is the only one that I listened to almost all of.
Mine, they just got worse as they kept going. But let's get there. We're making good progress. How about Make the Money? Of course, that is the classic, the best name of all time. This Here's Pho from Heartless Hoodlum, which we haven't heard Heartless Hoodlum in a long time.
Long time.
And I didn't miss it. Here's another good one. This is where I think, so it's called Draped Up and Dripped Ot. No U. That's Dripped OT. I think that this is a thing because he does it a lot, or he just consistently makes this typo. Also, this is The
Yeah.
Night of the Murda, aka I'm God's Favorite from Kill Yourself, My Man, which I have,
Maybe he's missing the U key on his computer,
but he's
on
got
his
draped
keyboard.
up right in that same name.
That's a fair point.
How about this is another great one. Hada's
This is
Dissapia. It's Dissa
Disappear.
Dissapea, which is
Disappear.
everyone's favorite Gone Clash from Heartless Hoodlum. Everyone knows
God
that.
damn,
classic
that is
one.
a throwback.
Here's a good one. A Horrible Human Being.
Yes,
is-
you are, Viper.
Is I Saw
Yes,
Dope
you
Boy,
are.
the classic from Yule Cowards. So, you know,
You are a horrible human being. The next song is the song I was thinking of. I looked it up. This is the
See-
song that made me go. The one note that I had for this album was I'm starting to realize that I fucked up at the very beginning of this show. What I should have done is I should have not listened to any Viper albums because then I could have and just pretended like I listened to them.
and you could have heard
because
these
then
for the
I
first
could have.
time.
Well, not even that, because I just wouldn't have to listen to any Viper, and I would just let you do all the work, and
pretend that
no
you
one
knew
would
what
know.
you're talking
Because I was like, when I got to this song, I was like, man, I really don't want to listen to those other two fucking albums, and I was like, what I should have done is started from the very beginning, not listen to any of them, so nobody would tell the difference. But now people would be able to tell the difference if I came in and didn't listen to the album.
Well, at least you were honest today,
which
though.
sucks.
So this is called Activity. It's I Gots to Ball from Hiram Clark Hustler. It's 8 minutes long. What do you want? Like, God. Let's Get It is up next. That is As My New Road Crawl, which is slowly becoming one of my least favorite songs. Not because I
Yeah,
hate it.
used to be a favorite.
Yeah, not because I think it's like it's like one of his better songs, but he covers it on basically everything. There is an
Yeah.
As My New Road
It's his
Crawl.
favorite song.
It's awful. It makes me ill.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another callback. They Ain't Even Know It. That's no N-O, not K-N-O-W.
Correct.
This is Death
Correct.
Time from Heartless Hoodlum. So,
Death T-Y-M-E, right?
nope, this was the original. This is Death T-I-M-E.
Oh,
So,
excuse me.
Then we have The Inventa, which is Ball from
Yep.
Gleam. And I like Ball from Gleam. I didn't like it here because it's like 8 minutes long again, but it is
Yep.
what it is. There's a solid selection of songs on here. They're edited, not like in a way that makes them better, but they are edited. There's no duplicates. The names are different. I gave it a 4.
I didn't rank it. I'll give it a 4.
That's fine. Okay. Well,
That's
then
good.
let's move on to the next one. Code of These Streets 2. Again, I looked.
Which
I
is
don't
a
think,
hard ass name.
yeah, I don't think there's a first one. At least not that I think
Mm-hmm.
exists. First song, Shoddy in Dis Jacket. That is, of course, the Southwest Hooligan from Southwest Hooligan.
Mm-hmm.
That Plan is It's Me from Southwest Hooligan. I'm just going to stop saying that at the end of all of them because they're all from Southwest Hooligan except for exactly one of them. Oh no, 2 of them. 3. Well, if I don't say where it's from Southwest Hooligan. How about that? Let's get through this. The third song is called And Satan is a Snitch, which
Which is a hard ass name too.
and it's the
That does
ampersand
go
too.
hard.
It's like, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's of course What Up, everyone's favorite. How about The Late Blooma, which something about Blooma looks more wrong than all of the other ones.
I agree. It looks chubby.
Yeah, I agree. This is Time to Shine and Climb from My Grind, which I love that name all the time.
Which still sounds like a made up fucking name.
Yeah. The Wall of Forever. Of course, that is 9,900 haters on the wall, and I've slowly come around.
Yep.
The original beat on this song is actually pretty cool. I like it a little bit. The actual words are dumb, but the beat's cool. Also, none of these are
Yeah.
edited anyway. I forgot to mention that. At least not that I can really tell.
Right.
Well,
Ugh.
how about Peepin' them Nothing Fucks? This is a callback to Nothing Fucks from last episode, actually. Of course,
yeah.
this is just Merciless.
There's a lot of callbacks this week.
This is Merciless from Yule Cowards. That's
Pussy
slowed
lips, I think you
down.
mean.
No, it's slowed down so much you can actually hear it, which makes it much worse. Uh, yeah, this is a good one. It's called "It Was Completely Unexpected," which I said, yeah, you randomly putting in one slowed down Yule Coward song was pretty unexpected, Viper. Thanks for that one. Of course,
Hell
this is
yeah.
actually "I'm Gone Ball and Never Fall" from Southwest Hooligan. Yep. There's no edits to that one. Just peeping them nothing fucks was edited, and none of the rest are.
That's
So
awesome.
this next big thing is here. Is "I'll Be Off Probation," Garrett's favorite. Uh, "To Be So Real" is "I Remember When You Was in Love with Me." Again, all these are from Southwest Hooligan. "Well Planned Hustle" is "Boys Know," of course.
I love
This
hearing
name
these
doesn't make
names
it.
again.
Yeah.
I forget all the names
Uh,
of Viper songs, so it's always fun to hear one that we haven't heard in a while, like Boys Know. That's so
you
cool.
didn't. You said you don't have your notes in front of you, so maybe you didn't listen to some of these. So some of these names on this one and the next one get really interesting. So this is called "We You Can Have It All." So
That's
that's
right.
the
That's
word
right.
"we," the letter "U," and then "can have it all." That is, of course, "Hustlin' and Winnin'." You like "Hustlin' and Winnin'"? You remember that one? Didn't. Uh, oh, this is good. "This soul sold to the devil" is "I'm rich for life already," which is, or "I'm rich already for life." I
Already
fuck it
for
up
life,
every
yeah.
time. We've also already heard that
Ow!
today, and this is the futuristic space age edit.
Right. Which is a Murda Thug version, right?
Yeah. Uh, kind of bad. Yes.
I mean, most Murda Thug versions are.
You lagging? Am I lagging for you? Yeah. You are lagging very hard for me. Am I lagging on your end?
You were, you're not now.
Okay. So the next song is
Am I still
"Aught
lagging?
of These Ashes." Yeah, you are. But if you're recording yourself, then it shouldn't matter.
Okay.
So yeah, again, the word "out" has no U in it. I think this might just be a thing, because this is "Aught of These Ashes," which of course is most of these rappers is Tricks. Sure.
Okay.
How about "The Liquid Fury"? I don't know what that means, but this is Ball from Gleam, and it's an identical version from the one that was on the last album.
Awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Isn't that cool? If we hadn't listened to these back to back, I wouldn't have noticed, but here we are. And then, of course, "I Fight," the number 4 Control, is "I'm That Southwest Blood" from Yule Cowards. That's the end of the album.
Nice.
I gave it a 3. Let's move on
Awesome.
to
Hold on, let
"What
me
a
switch internet.
Relief 2." Uh,
Hold on one second. I love that.
let's go to "What a Relief 2."
Dog, do we have to? Do
Yeah,
we?
yeah, we do.
God damn.
There's some strange stuff here. Did you look?
There
Did you
is.
even look at this album, by the way?
So the last half of that album and this entire album, I put it on at work and then went and did other shit. So
Okay.
it was like vaguely in the background.
So then you may not have noticed that this album just does not have album art. It just doesn't. It's just a black square. There's nothing. This is the Black
awesome.
Album.
This is,
So let's just go. If you got
Please.
notes, hold on to them and never give them to me.
you're too easy.
Yep. What a Major Relief is "Got Dude Struggling" from these rappers. That Crunk Man is "Hater Proof." That Crunk Man is really funny. I
That
had
Crunk Man is good.
I had "Hater Proof" stuck in my head all day while I was sucking the flood water out of the bottom stairs of the place I'm staying. So
That's awesome.
thank you, Viper. "You Know I Makes It Work" is "I Gotta Hustle." All these are these rappers' songs.
I gotta hustle and do my thing.
I gotta keep hitting stangs. Yeah, that's it. Next one is
I love that song.
"Trueness." That's spelled Truness. I don't think that's right. That's Can't Stop Me from Snowburden from I Have the Best Piece and Chain Ever Made. I
Yep.
love this song anyway.
That song slaps.
And it's slowed down a little bit and remixed with like a little bit of a new beat, which is interesting. So this is a good one. This is a winner. None of the other ones are though.
Hell yeah.
Wake Up is a slightly slowed down version of Let Me Take Control from Best Piece and Chain. That sounds
Awesome.
okay. Learn Mo is Infamy Hustlin', classic from Rich and Not Famous, I think. Who cares?
Hell yeah.
Money from Money is Wit You for the Long Haul from Best Piece and Chain. Then we have Too Much Bread, The Hustle of Infamy, which is different from Infamy Hustlin'. That's from Rich and Not Famous. Then we have I Gots It All, which is actually just The Hustle of Infamy again. You know, the last song, it's just that again. It's this exact copy back to back.
Baller.
How about The World Is Mine, which is Watch As My New Ride Crawl. I hate this.
I hate it too.
See About Me is a Ballin' Not Fallin', that has some really weird effects. Like the last several songs have had this really weird filter on them. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like anything else, but it's not good either. Now They All Will Know, again, that's N-O, not K-N-O-W, is All Girls
Nice.
Love Us. Bird of a Feather is Why Boys Want Me Killed, which is, I love that one. That's a good song. That song's
That
pretty
is
good.
awesome.
Drank Up is The Night of the Murder, aka I'm God's Favorite Again. And then how about
Drank up.
Drank Up? How about Made to Be Made? Now again, let's play the game. What do you think Made to Be Made is? You think it might be
9,900 haters on the wall.
Oh, that's a good guess. You might also think it might be For Me to Be Made, but instead it's another version of Why Boys Want Me Kill, which has already been on this album.
Hell yeah. Is it different?
No, it's the exact same song. So he
That's awesome.
duplicated two songs. I don't care. It's a 2. This is the worst one of the week. So that's the Viper. I know what you're thinking. If you're still here at all, what else are you gonna do? Well,
For our low T, low testosterone ass episode.
we have 2 new segments to drop. So first of all, we've been doing the last several weeks what to listen to instead. Well, I want to talk about what not to listen to instead. This is a new segment where each week one of us will pick what we believe could be the worst song ever. So this week I will go and we'll do half of the segment where I open up with the song, then we'll cut out Garrett listening to it, and then I will go through the second half and get his impressions on it, and then next week he'll try to one-up me with the next worst song. So I want to start with something that I came across, the inspiration for it all. I hate this song. Maybe you'll disagree and this will be a disaster. I think Lil Dicky's Earth is the worst song of all time. You ever heard that song?
I actually am familiar with that song, yes.
So what got me here, one, I heard it, and then I was like, do people like this song? Because it had not that many dislikes. Well,
Right.
there was an interview where Lil Dicky said
People
that this was
fucking love him.
Yeah,
dude.
there was an interview where Lil Dicky said that this was a better modern version of We Are the World,
That's awesome.
which he ripped the hook from, by the way. I don't know if you,
Yeah.
which we can get to that. So I wanted to go through some things because there are a lot of famous people that worked on We Are the World, right? Let me list these off for you. Just some of the
Which, by the way, We Are the World sucks ass too.
Yes.
That song's way
oh,
overrated.
100%. But I like Lionel Richie.
We are the world.
You got Lionel
We
Richie,
are the...
Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, Kenny Rogers. James Ingram is a Jamaican guy, I believe. He's a 2-time Grammy winner, so, you know, Grammys. Tina Turner, Billy Joel, Michael Jackson, the entire rest of the Jackson 5, including their 6th sibling who was never in the band. They got him to be on it, too.
That's awesome.
Diana Ross.
What's his name?
He's down here somewhere. Trying to find him. I think I get to
I hope
it.
I hope it's just Michael Jackson the second.
No, I don't have it. His name was like Richard or something.
Speaking of, real quick, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Did you know that George Foreman has like 5 sons?
And they're all named
of whom
George
are
Foreman?
Also
Yeah.
named George Foreman.
And I'm pretty sure he has one daughter whose name is like Georgia.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Pretty much. Diana Ross worked on it, who was the lead singer of the Supremes, the Motown Records band.
She also has a really good solo career.
That's correct.
I love her, dude.
Dionne Warwick is one of the most charted female vocalists of all time. In the 20s and the 50s, she like took a break and came back.
In the 20s and the 50s, interesting.
I think, yeah, that's what it told me. And so she came back to like be on the song just because. How about Willie Nelson's on it?
That's
Bruce
true.
Springsteen, Kenny Loggins, Daryl Hall, Huey Lewis, and the News. Cyndi Lauper, Bob Dylan, Ray Charles, Dan Aykroyd is on it for some reason.
That's awesome.
The guitarist and songwriter for Fleetwood Mac. All the Huey Lewis people. Sheila E., who is considered the best female percussionist ever. And Waylon Jennings and John Oates. Waylon Jennings being the best country outlaw ever, apparently. And one of the Highwaymen.
Yeah.
Well, he shot a guy, so...
That's true.
He shot a dude in the head. Now let me read off the contributors to Earth. Okay,
There's two.
No, there's a lot. There are a lot of people on this song.
Oh.
So we have, of course, Lil Dicky himself.
Correct.
Then we have Justin Bieber. And I'm gonna read the quotes that stick out to me from the song while we're here.
Before you do, I want to say I looked it up real quick on YouTube to pull it up for when I'm gonna listen to it. And one of them, the third one down, has 21 million views. And it's a lyrics video, and it's a picture of Justin Bieber beside the lyrics. Hi, I'm a baboon. I'm like a man, just less advanced, and my anus is huge.
Correct. That's his only line in the entire song.
That's awesome.
So Justin Bieber's on it. Ariana Grande is a zebra. Halsey.
That's awesome.
Halsey says, I'm a lion cub, and I'm always getting licked. Meow.
That's awesome.
Zach,
Lions can't meow.
Zach Brown.
Big cats lack the ability to meow.
Zach Brown from the Zach Brown Band plays a cow. He says, how's it going? I'm a cow. Moo. You drink milk from my tits. Moo.
That's awesome.
Dude,
that's bars.
Brendan Urie.
He rhymed moo with moo.
Brendan Urie plays a pig. His only line says, I'm a fat fucking pig. And then they move on to the next one.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, somebody said it. Fuck you, Brendan Urie.
Haley Steinfeld is in this. Wiz Khalifa.
Who?
I think that might have been the one Bieber married. I don't know. Nobody. Doesn't matter.
No, he married
someone else. It doesn't matter.
Somebody.
Wiz Khalifa plays a skunk. He has the line, I'm a disgruntled skunk. Shoot you out my butthole.
That's awesome.
Snoop Dogg is here. Guess what Snoop Dogg plays? A marijuana plant. Isn't that great?
Everybody else is animals and he's a plant?
Yeah. So Kanye West is here, except he's played by Kevin Hart.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Kevin Durant for some reason.
No, Kanye West. They put Kanye West in the video and said, "Hi, I'm Kanye West," but it's not him. It's Kevin Hart.
That's awesome.
Adam Levine is here. Shawn Mendes says, "We're just some rhinos, horny as heck." That's great. Charlie Puth. How about Miley Cyrus is an elephant and says, I'm an elephant, I got junk in my trunk.
That's awesome.
Lil Jon comes in with his normal screaming and says, what the fuck, I'm a clam.
That's awesome.
Rita Ora, who I don't know who that is, says, I'm a wolf, owl. Some dude named Miguel says, this is my least favorite. I'm a squirrel.
Dude named Miguel. That's awesome.
He plays a squirrel, and he says, I'm a squirrel looking for his next nut. Which reminded me immediately, I love Pitbull. This is something I don't know if you know about me, but I'm a big Pitbull guy. And I just think of that line from fucking one of the many bangers he made with Neo, where he says, you know me, I'm off the cuff, always like a squirrel, looking for a nut. This isn't for show, not talking about luck, not talking about love, I'm talking about lust. So
that's awesome.
Not only did they rip off a better bar, but they took all
Right.
of the good part out, and Pitbull is just better than whoever this Miguel guy is.
That's awesome.
Also, I want to.
The guy that my ex-girlfriend cheated on me with also had a very similar line in his Instagram bio. So
Awesome. I want to read another Pitbull line while I'm thinking about it.
have you seen the picture? Hold on. Have you seen the picture of the people in like Kodiak, Alaska, the Walmart workers? That are
Yes,
like, we
yes.
would love to have
We want
Pitbull
Pit-
in our Walmart.
We want Pitbull.
And then he went.
And then he did.
And then he went.
I love Pitbull. Listen to this.
Pitbull slaps.
She a freaky girl, and I'm a freaky man. She on the rebound broke up with her ex, and I'm like Rodman, ready on deck.
That's awesome.
I told her, wanna ride out? And she said yes. We didn't go to church, but I got blessed.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. All right, let's get back to this shitty Earth song. Katy Perry is here. Little Yachty plays HPV, and his line is, I'm HPV, don't let me in. Ed Sheeran is here. And then there's this weird bit where they just start saying stuff. So Meghan Trainor comes in, and she just says, we love you, India. Professional basketball player Joel Embiid comes in and says, we love you, Africa. Tory Lanez says, we love the Chinese. And then in his infinite wisdom, here comes Lil Dicky to wrap things up to say, we forgive you, Germany.
That sucks. Lil Dicky's Jewish, so that's
And then they have just
I feel that.
whatever 3 people they could afford to pay that were willing to do this. So they got a guest verse from Psy, Bad Bunny, who's a Spanish dude, like literally half of hers. And I don't know who Chris Wu is, but he's apparently also got a guest verse. And then Leonardo DiCaprio plays himself, because you remember how We Are the World, how they gave all the money to the like Feed Africa thing? Half of the proceeds of this go to Leonardo DiCaprio's like philanthropic company,
which does like climate change stuff. And also...
which is fine, and he does seem to care, but like that's just like, we give all of our money directly to charity. Cool. We gave half of the money to Leonardo DiCaprio. So I want to now take this pause and take a moment, and I want you to listen to this. Make sure you listen to one of the lyric. Well, no, pull up the original music video. It's
God damn it, the 7-minute long one.
Yes, because you need to see this weird animated like intro or this.
I
Like,
already
live
hate
action.
it. It reminds me of the fucking DoorDash commercial.
Yeah.
With the weird animation.
No, you got to see this. You got to see the animation. All right.
All right. Are you gonna watch it with me?
Yes. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So.
Dog, I would rather listen to Viper.
We're back.
That's so bad.
This man said that this was better than We Are the World. He said it was better than Earth Song. Like,
legit, that made me hate Lil Dicky. Like, I was neutral on him before. I thought that professional rapper and like some of the old stuff that he did was like fine. I didn't think it was good.
mm-hmm.
That made me despise him. Holy shit, that's bad.
Like I said, I heard that again after a long time and was like, wow, I hate this. I want to start a whole segment about how much I hate this.
The lyrics to that song sound like something that Bo Burnham's like shat out of his ass.
Yeah.
Like, it literally sounds like you told Bo Burnham, like, hey, write a song in 3 minutes. And that's what he wrote. Like, it's so fucking bad. That's so bad. I can't believe that has 311 million views.
Yeah. Well, now
that's so bad.
Next week you have to one up me, because
there's no chance. There's no chance.
It's so infuriating too, because this got like no pushback. I know we both know someone in real life who really loves this song and Lil Dicky.
Can you send it to me so that I know not to contact that person?
Yeah.
Just put it in the Discord. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that fucking tracks. God damn it.
Yeah. I remember coming back on a road trip and listening to this song multiple times.
I love him. I genuinely love him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. This is bad.
This ain't it.
And I'm upset. It's not surprising that he likes this. He's also a fucking K-pop fan.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not... The man, he's a good guy. I really like the guy. He has terrible music taste. And he listens to this.
Oh, well. Okay.
There's no chance I one up you. That's the benchmark. Next week is when the actual competition starts.
We can
that is
revisit in a couple of weeks and make sure that
that is the worst song I've ever heard.
Well, I'm glad that you feel the same way, because I heard it and I was like, wait, I forgot how much this sucks. And then seeing that he thought he was like, yeah, I'm a better songwriter than Michael Jackson because I wrote this.
The hook of we love the earth, it is our planet, we love the earth, it is our home. That is worse than a Viper lyric.
Also, I want to bring up that all of those crazy names that I brought up from We Are the World, they all stood in the same room and recorded it.
Right.
None of that happened on Earth. They just like probably called each other over the phone.
Right.
Like, hey Beaver, can you?
He probably recorded it on.
Yeah, like, hey Beaver, can you talk about Uranus into the phone for a second? Oh yeah, sure, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I got you. There are some people on there that I also there weren't a ton of people. I don't think that I regularly listen to any of the people that were on that song. But there's some on there that I'm like that I'm indifferent to. Right. You know what I mean? And I have lost respect for a lot of them.
Yep.
Like Bieber. I didn't hate Bieber. I hated him when I was in fucking like middle school because I was like, dude, I gotta send you. Actually, I'm gonna send you this video. I think I put it in our group me a while ago of 8th grader describes to you why classic rock is the the greatest music of all time. Oh, okay. That was me. That was 100% me. But I don't hate him now. I think he's fine. I don't listen to his music regularly, but I lost respect for him for being on this song. I
agree. I mean, I was just glad that I didn't see Pitbull. He deserves better.
Pitbull does deserve better. I am both shocked and unsurprised that you like Pitbull. That is something that both like completely tracks and is completely off the mark.
Yeah, you didn't expect me. You didn't know it, but it doesn't surprise you now that you do.
Right. Well, you speak Spanish, so like I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's... I like his like when you see like someone featuring Pitbull, you know it's gonna be cool because he's gonna
it's gonna be fun, and you're gonna have a good time listening to that song.
He's gonna plug like 8 products, and you're not even gonna care. I love he starts out a song, he's like me not working hard, picture that with a Kodak. Better yet, go to Times Square and take a picture of me with a Kodak dolly. And like you just advertised for New York and Kodak cameras and Dolly vodka in the span of like 10 seconds, and the beat hasn't even come in yet. Like, you're the best.
That's awesome.
I also tweeted a couple of days ago, and like late at night, Pitbull kind of sick though on the Two Cowards page. So
that's awesome. That's fucking dope.
Hey, do we have anything else to talk about this week?
Yeah, so this episode is where we just give up. That's the name of this episode. Is the one where we give up. Because we literally like we've had this mulling about in the back of our heads for a while. I know that it's been done before, but god damn it, we'll do it again. We're gonna every time we don't have something to say, we're just gonna watch an episode of Ancient Aliens. Yeah. So this week we watched season 1, episode 1. And holy shit, I forgot how fucking wild this show is.
I forgot too. I watched all of this when I was younger. There is some I love just like this isn't even specifically a spoiler for this week. This is just every episode. So they'll be like in the middle of nowhere looking at like a piece of wood, and they'll be like, if you look closely, you'll see that this looks identical to a modern jet airplane. And then I'll be like, okay, I guess a little bit. And they'll be, if you look on the back, there's this triangular shape, and then they'll just paint a giant triangle on the back of it with light. And it's like, okay, I guess there's kind of a triangle there. And they're like, to show off how true this is, we made a scale model.
Made a full scale model and launched it. That's
and we
one of my
fired it out
first
of a
notes.
catapult.
Yeah, one of my first notes. It's like, how much fucking money do these assholes waste on these fucking experiments?
There's also these like crazy, like poorly done animations where they'll be like, we had an artist simulate what it might look like for this to fly, and it's like a tube with like jagged parts on it. Just it just looks so wrong. It looks like if you ever seen Food Fight, that old animated movie, or not even old, but like tradition movie, where at the beginning he jumps out of that plane and he's just like, he looks like stiff as a board, but he's light like a feather. It's like that. It's that kind of animation where it's this giant like metal bird
it's a
thing.
maglev launched fucking, they're saying like ancient aliens would have used maglev trains to launch their spacecraft,
their Vimanas,
off of the Earth's surface,
and then they would land at hidden airports in Mexico.
Right. Okay, so let us start at the beginning. So the first thing that they bring up is the Sakara Bird, Sakqara bird, which is a model of a bird that they found in the ancient pyramid of Djoser in Saqqara, Egypt. And this is the first thing within like 5 minutes of the video. This is clearly a bird, right? Like if you look at it,
I thought it looked like a fish. Like it's very much some kind of animal.
Yeah. And so the bird's wings are on top of it's just the scale, it's like a toy. It looks like a fucking toy. And the guy goes, "These are clearly not bird wings." And my thought is like, that's just a fucking bird. Like, who is that clearly not bird wings to? Like, I guess because the wings are like on top of the body itself rather than being like on the side like a bird's. But it's like, the ancient Egyptians probably just, like, if this was a toy, they just wanted to make it more useful, more fun. Like, it's just a bird.
It's also, if you look, they're like, we found a collection of a lot of things. We found a collection of a lot of toys shaped like animals, and it was very, very, very obvious to me that it was like fish and animals that you would expect to see, and like insects and pretty much everything except birds. And then there's like a small handful that are just very clearly birds, and they're like, there's one of every kind of animal except birds, but also these are definitely airplanes.
Right. Well, and then we get to what you were talking about, where they will build a scale model, and they build a scale model of this fucking bird to test if it was fucking aerodynamic. And it's like, how fucking much do you think that wind tunnel experiment cost? Like, it had to be a couple $1,000s.
Considering
right?
that this is a decade ago too. It's not like, I don't know.
Yeah. That had to be a couple $1,000s, and I'm assuming that they're like associated with a museum or like a college or university or something like that. So that's either donated money or like taxpayer money being used to fund, hey, this looks like a bird. Is it aerodynamic? It's a fucking bird! Of course it's fucking aerodynamic.
My favorite part is there's the German dude with the bad teeth that stands there.
Oh yeah, they're all... I didn't remember that they're all fucking Europeans.
They're all weirdos. That he's standing there trying to explain why this bird isn't a bird and why it has to be a plane. And he's like, if you look here at the base of the wing, they're much thicker than they are at the edge. And you know, that's very much a plane thing. Like, I promise that's not a bird thing. Don't go look. And if you and at the back there's a raised bit, and we think that if you put a second if you had like a fin there, like a second
stabilizer,
if
elevator.
you did that, it would look exactly like a plane, whereas now it looks more like a bird, but we don't think it's supposed to look like a bird. And if you look here, there's a small chip where we think the other stabilizer might have gone in. I liked the other one better. I thought the other one looked even more not like a plane when the little like gold thing.
Okay, yeah. We'll move on to that in just a second. I wanted to say, even if it was like it had that extra elevator stabilizer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a fucking. They keep saying like, oh, this must be just a scale model.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Why would they do that?
no. Why would they do that? They mentioned like in the Cairo Museum, there's hundreds of models that look very, very similar to this, and it's like, so you have a bunch of fucking small ass models that look exactly like this or very similar to this. They're all like found in funerary things, and you haven't found a single full scale model. It's a fucking toy.
No.
It's
Aliens
so,
cleaned them up. Aliens cleaned them up.
It's a toy. It is a child's toy. That is clearly a fucking toy.
Uh-huh.
Like, it is toy size. It is
Uh-huh.
you could put it in a little child's hand, and they can throw it, and it'll fucking glide for a second. And they even mentioned that it's like, this is not powered, obviously. This is a glider, and it's like, yeah, no shit. I'm not surprised that fucking ancient people were like, hey, it's cool if I throw this and it flies. Like, we still do that with fucking paper airplanes today. Like, it just. I don't know.
I like the other one better because their experiment was more funny. So they go they go like across the world a similar phenomenon exists, and it's these little like
Colombia,
these little statue metallic things. Everything's gold over there, so of course it was like gold.
Yeah.
You're like, we found this in a ditch, and that you know, people say it might look like a bug, but it definitely doesn't. Don't look at any bugs though. It to me it looks like a fish or a bird as well, but it has.
I thought this one looks more like a plane to me.
I agree, because it has this like upwards rudder, but he insisted birds don't need that, and I was like, yeah, but fish tails kind of look like that.
Right. Especially my thought was it looked like a fish that you were viewing from above. It looked exactly like a fish that you were looking at from above.
I think that's exactly right. And so.
It does look sick.
It does look
looks
really cool.
Fucking dope.
But the best part,
especially the fucking remote control.
Yeah, they decide that the best way to prove that it could be a plane is by making a scale model up.
Right.
And
the way they phrased it in the episode, it sounded like they put like a fucking jet engine on this bitch.
Yeah.
But it is literally just a model airplane.
Like, I don't know.
They make a fucking model airplane.
Maybe this isn't a thing where everyone else is from, but where I was from, there was like the old dudes, the retired dudes that would go out into. We had this field.
Oh yeah.
That was a protected bird sanctuary where they would just do their. Yeah, and so they're like, we've brought it up to scale, and I was like, oh, they're gonna do the wind tunnel thing again. No, they just slapped an engine in there and just it took off on a runway, and it was just flying through the air. And they're like, as you can see, we've made no changes other than putting a propeller and
other than putting an engine on it, giving it ailerons, giving it a rudder, giving it fucking landing gear, like. That is no longer the fucking toy. That is no longer the thing that it was.
I like that. I was really hoping that they would just animate it. I thought that would have been really funny if they just took it into a computer.
Yeah.
And just blew it up and then like pushed it across the fake sky. That would have been funny. But instead, it's so funny just watching this like what made it worse is
the guy is so happy.
He's so happy that it flies. But my favorite part is that when they make it bigger and you see it flying, it looks even more like a fish.
It looks nothing like the little thing, dude. My favorite part is after they fucking do that piece, the crazy haired guy, Giorgio or whatever his name is, the meme guy, who is the producer of the show, come to find out.
The ancient astronaut theorist.
Yeah. He blows up a picture of the Sakara Bird, and he blows up a picture of the little golden thing, and he's like, "These are look at these. These are identical. They look fucking nothing alike. On one of them, the wings are on top, and on the other, the wings are on the bottom, and they look nothing alike. They could not be farther from each other."
Yeah,
he's like, These are evidence that they have been visited by the same beings, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We should move to the Vimanas, I think.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I
love this part because you could tell that they weren't very confident in this section. because they opened with like, you know, with every bit of the past, there is some truth. For that reason, I think these stories about flying discs called Vimanas are true. I'm like, all
Right.
right, man. And he's like, there are stories of impressive details of battles fought in the sky. Like,
My favorite part about this one was at one point the German dude, the guy with the strongest accent, is he's describing one of them, and they're talking about Mercury or whatever. They're talking about how it might be powered by Mercury.
yeah.
And the guy is like, now it specifically mentions this other type of fuel that they use, but that's probably just a translation error. It's definitely
It's
Mercury.
definitely Mercury.
And it's just like, no, dude, you might just be an idiot. Like,
My favorite part was that they're like, oh, it's Mercury. And then the other guy comes in and he's like, yeah, if it's Mercury, it would have had to have been pretty big because that's like a lot. And those things tend to not, hold energy very well. Probably better
Right.
for something that stays on the ground. Really wouldn't use it for flight. And then they go back to the German guy and he's like, Mercury is the perfect thing for flight as long as it doesn't get too big. It's like, okay, one of you doesn't know anything about what
one
you're
of
talking
these
about.
things is not like the others. My favorite part about the Vimanas too is that they draw this like false equivalence later on with flying carpets, where they're like, oh, these are very, very similar to the flying carpets that are described in the Kebra Nagast or whatever, the Ethiopian holy text. And then they show like an artist depiction of both of them, and they look fucking nothing alike. It's awesome. I think this is a good point to point out my favorite guy. I mentioned earlier, this is all a bunch of European dweebs, which kind of explains a lot of stuff. Because they don't mention a single European civilization. They just say, hey, brown people made this, so clearly it has to be aliens.
My favorite part is that specifically in this episode, and I don't know if they do this more than once. Obviously, we've only seen the first one that I haven't been like 8 years old to watch. So whenever they mention the Great Pyramid of Khufu, they're actually showing a different pyramid of Khafre, which is older and more decrepit, and they're making it look like the Great Pyramid has been replaced, which
That's
it
awesome.
has. So there is this ancient like restoration project on the Great Pyramid, but it doesn't look different. But that other pyramid that they show every time they talk about how they're replacing the people of the past made specific replace on the Great Pyramid, and they show the other one where it's very obvious. That's just not even the same at all.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I don't know what that's about. You want to move on to just
Yeah,
my favorite
real
alien
quick,
thing?
real quick.
Okay.
Real quick shout out to Robert H. Frisbee, who is my favorite. Number one, my favorite name. Number two, my favorite guy on this fucking show.
The NASA
He's
engineer.
NASA guy, and he's got sideburns that go down, and he's like kind of chubby, and he looks like a goofball. That guy is fucking awesome. I love him.
I'm a big fan of Augund Inboom.
Which one is he?
He's the co-author of the Aircraft of the Pharaohs.
Is he the one that?
He was the one that was really into the idea that that the Egyptians had saws.
Oh, that guy! Yeah, he's awesome too. He's really cool too.
That was definitely the weakest part of this episode, where they were like, "All right,
That one was
let's
sick.
go from spaceships to the pyramids being made with saws."
Yeah. Let's move on to the one in Mexico.
I don't remember that one. I don't think.
Monte Alban.
Oh,
it's the one where they were
airport.
like the airport.
Yeah.
The airport, yeah.
They
And
were
it doesn't look anything like an airport.
like, you
Like
see
they
this-
show it from they show it from one specific angle where it looks admittedly like pretty flat. But like if you look at any of the other mountains around it, all the other mountains are also like pretty plateauy. And Monte Alban isn't even like completely flattened. They showed one angle where they show like the biggest flat part, but it's on different levels. Like they just flattened parts of it
Yeah.
to make it more habitable.
Yeah,
Like Machu
and then
Picchu,
they
very
put
similar.
houses on it, and so there's
Yeah.
no room for a giant
Nowhere
plane
for you
takeoff.
to land.
So I don't know what that's about. And then they were like, there are other flat places on Earth too where people could take off. It's like, yeah, I guess there are. But what are you trying to
Not
say?
wrong. Yeah, that's something they
Yeah,
do a lot. Is they'll just say things, give no evidence to it, and
just
then
let it go.
completely move on. Like there's this part where they're talking about
Yeah.
the Kebra Nagast, and they're talking about this alleged like apparently King Solomon visited the Queen of Sheba on a flying carpet, and then the one guy, I forget his name, he's the one with the most outlandish theories, the gray-haired American guy. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the Tibetans also have a tradition of being visited by King Solomon on a magic carpet, and then they just
Yeah.
move on. They don't back that up whatsoever. They put it there completely uncritically, say nothing about it, and just move on. It's awesome.
Yeah. I love. I guess I don't want to move too far if you're not ready, but there's.
No, we can move on.
Okay, I just really, really love the bit where it's like, you see this mark, you see how it's perfectly straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna demonstrate that it's impossible for me to do this with a hand tool like they would have had. And then he does it,
Yeah.
and it looks identical. And he's like, if you look at this under a microscope, you'll see that my cuts are very rough, and they look absolutely exactly the same. And he's
Well,
like,
not
in
even
my
that.
opinion,
It's like I'll get to that. That's later on
uh-huh.
mine. That's later on mine.
No,
I will get to that.
you're in charge. Where are we going next?
Um, one quote, I don't remember what it was talking about. Oh, it's talking about the book of Ezekiel. And they're talking about this description of like this wheel within wheels or whatever.
Oh yeah,
And
the angel or whatever.
yeah, and the guy goes, he's describing some of the angels going back and forth. Well, to me, that sounds like propulsion. And my response is just, that doesn't sound like anything. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like that sounds like one of the angels from Evangelion. Like,
Yeah. Well, and then my other favorite part was like they're like, they built this scale model of what this ship looks like and this building that's described in this book, and they fit together exactly. And it's like, no shit. Like if they're both made up, like they're gonna fit together because he probably just did the math.
Also,
like it's not that hard.
I just don't really understand what this idea, this absolute strangity of I almost don't even know how to fucking say this. It's just like it's not a building. It looks like four chopsticks sticking up in the air holding up a Beyblade. Like, this is not a building. And then he's like, yes, as you can see, the pieces fit together perfectly. It's like, yeah, the dude drew out the thing and then changed it, and then he made it, and then he sent the exact diagram to the other guy,
Right.
and then he made the other part, and he's like, it seems that after both following the exact same design, they come to the same conclusion. It's like, no shit.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome too that like none of the fucking visualizations look even a little bit alike.
No.
Like they show what all of these are supposed to be, like how they're described, and like they draw them and they look completely fucking different. So I guess these people believe that like a bunch of different aliens all visited us and they all fly in different ships. Cause like they're like, this looks very much like one of today's fighter jets or a space shuttle. And then they show like that one, and like you said, it looks like a Beyblade with chopsticks. And then they show the Vimanas, and the Vimanas look like a fucking
It looks like
just a cone.
It looks like the fucking either a cone, but then all of the pictures that they showed as like reference were basically the Washington Monument with wings.
Right.
And it's like that
like none of them look the same.
No.
I love that that speaking of the guy who's who really likes saws, it's really really cool that this guy is like just some construction dude.
Yeah.
And they're like he's a genius. He's more reliable than people with PhDs who say that like the ancient Egyptians did it this way. And this guy is like just I looked him up. He's just some fucking schmuck.
Dude.
He's just a dude that works in like he said, he's an ex-machinist. Like, he just works with that shit. Like, he's just some guy who's like, I think that they use 35-foot diameter saws to make these.
And then he was like, given what we know, sometimes there's these parts that we think might be old rivers that have dried up, but if you put a saw in there, they could be home for big saws. I also love, he's like, he'll be like, "Oh, well, I think that, you see evidence and people say, oh, it's just a coincidence, it's just a fluke. But, now I set out every day to try to find, more. And people tell me, oh, well, if you're looking for something, you're more likely to find it. And I say, that's true. But if I find it, it's still there."
No, my favorite part is that at multiple points in this episode, the people just have to admit that it's totally possible that the ancient people could build this shit, and they're like, yeah, but it would have been like really hard for them. Like, you don't even know, bro. It would have been so hard for them to do it. That like it would have taken years, bro. And it's like, yeah, no shit. Like that's all they didn't have fucking anything else to do but build shit. Like. And my favorite part, going back to what you said, we were talking about that drill, the granite drill that this guy is like, there's no way the ancient Egyptians could have made it. And then he made it. And then it's like, there's no way that they could have made these striations without diamonds. And it's like, we have no evidence. There's no evidence in the pyramids that there's any diamonds anywhere. And it's like, it's been 50 centuries since the pyramids were built. They've been grave robbed so many fucking times.
Yeah.
No shit, there's no fucking diamonds. They got stolen, big dog. There's no diamonds because the diamonds are in Europe.
Big dog.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the drill. He's like, now if you look here, I'm gonna use a hand. I'm gonna use a hand drill that they might have had back in the day and see if I can produce similar results. And then he does it for like 4 minutes. He's like, if I were to continue doing this, I could go deeper, but I think that we can look now through a microscope and see the difference. And he looks and he's like, as you can see, my hole is not as deep. Like, well, yeah, you did just say you were stopping, so.
Well, my other favorite part is his whole evidence is he's like, well, I just used this and it's like way rougher, but you can see on these, like it's the lines are way straighter and like they're more obvious, right? And it's like, dog, you didn't do anything after you drilled it out. Like, you're just assuming that they just left it like that, but that's probably not what happened. They probably made it more efficient. Like, they probably carved into it or something. Like, it's so easy to just come up with shit that's just like
not aliens.
Occam's razor.
But also,
right?
why would the aliens just give you a drill?
Right.
And then where to go?
Right. Next we move on excuse me, to my favorite part, which is the mana machine.
Oh yeah, the algae grower.
Yeah, that thing is fucking dope and I want one. It looks fucking sick. It's also really cool that they're like, yeah, the Ark of the Covenant's a fucking nuclear reactor.
Yeah, they just kind of really threw that in there. They're like, yeah, there's kind of stuff in there about how if you're exposed to it, then you can your fingernails will fall off and your hair goes away. But we think that means there's nukes in there. I'm like, oh, okay.
But the best part is like you'd think that we would have kept that. Like, you think that they would have kept the mana machine around. Like, even if it fucking broke down, you think they would have kept it. And then the second part is, they say that the nuclear reactor is housed in the Ark of the Covenant, but, like, they don't mention that, like, number one, there's no mana machine, right? And they say that the mana machine broke, and that's why they left the desert.
Yes.
But what they fail to mention is that, like, both the first and the second temple in Jerusalem were built around the Ark of the Covenant. Like, why would they give a shit about the nuclear reactor in the Ark of the Covenant if the mana machine no longer worked? Like, it seems to me like the mana machine would be the one that they would worship rather than the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
So that's just not explained. And then they go completely off the rails and they spend like 10 minutes like masturbating about Nikolai Tesla.
Yeah, they do.
Which is pretty cool. My only note for that is Tesla? Nikolai Tesla?
Yeah,
for real?
For real, that guy? That's where we're going?
Talking ancient aliens? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so that rocks. Fucking Ancient Aliens holds up. That shit's so cool. They went off the rails way earlier than I anticipated. I thought like the first couple episodes, like the first 5 maybe would be like somewhat plausible theories or whatever. But no, they start off just going ham.
And they have a whole bag of like things that are really big and ridiculous and fun, and things that do
Mm-hmm.
not matter at all but are still somehow made to be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can't get over the saw and drill guy. That was my
Yeah, the
favorite
Saw and
part
Drill guy's
because
awesome.
like ancient people had planes given to them by aliens. That's interesting. Ancient people had
Mm-hmm.
saws is not interesting. Like I
Right.
it's like you see this? This line is too well made in this stone. And if you look here, there's a piece of rock in this random place in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, you see that straight line carved in it? I think that was a big saw. It's like, wow, cool man. I don't care though.
Well,
Can we get back to the
again,
flying castles?
right, exactly. And again, I just want to point out how wild it is that these guys are like, there's no, every ancient person had to be equally as lazy as me. Like, there's no way these ancient people would have had the motivation. Dog, they had slavery back then. Like, they could just get a shit ton of slaves to move this stuff. Like, it is not that hard to figure out. And like, it's wild. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about does it.
Hey, well, you want to hear what we're doing for next week?
I would love that.
So, well, first of all, I think we might be looking at Ancient Aliens episode 2. So,
God damn it.
but we get 3 names that we've heard before that I meant to have us do this week, but I forgot. So we're gonna get
Hell yeah.
some fan favorites, and by fans I mean us. We're gonna start with Grind Shine.
Nice.
All right. Then we have Lust Lord.
Oh yeah, let's go.
And then, of course, Candid Camera.
Oh, nice.
The-
We got some good
The
ones.
3 horsemen.
3 horsemen of the Vipocalypse.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to, right as we leave, I want to say that calling the people on Ancient Aliens ancient astronaut theorists is like calling us music researchers.
We Vipatologists.
Vipatologist. I have a PhD in thugonomics, and I study.
I have a master's in dope administration.
All right, bye.